Brady and Belichick, when you think of the New England Patriots' success, you think of both the coach and the quarterback. But what if you had to choose one as the primary reason for the Patriots' success over the years? Jim Basquil alongside Greg Garber, and you have a story on ESPN.com about just that. And you really went deep into finding opinions of a variety of people, players, coaches, front office people. Ultimately, what did you find that was most interesting?
It's a chicken or the egg thing, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is.
It's like,
It is.
really, who came first? How did it happen? Belichick is responsible for the drafting of Brady,
Right.
but as you pointed out earlier, I think Brady executes that game plan. So how do you pick? So we put the question to people, and not surprisingly, a lot of very influential people, like the owner, Robert Kraft, did not want to make that call.
That's right. Our own Bill Polian's also abstained.
Abstained,
Thinking
yes.
both have the same value, but it was interesting because you did get players and you did get coaches. Did you tend to find that the players sided with the player and the coaches with the coach?
Of course. Kurt Warner, who won a Super Bowl and lost a Super Bowl to young Tom Brady, said, I'm always going to give you the quarterback. You got Ty Law, Lawyer Malloy, Troy Brown, guys like that who are usually going to side with him. What I found interesting was that we also talked to Adam Schefter and Chris Mortensen.
Sure.
And sure enough, they split down the middle, as they always do.
Right.
And 1 for 1 and 1 for 1. So it was kind of a fascinating sort of forensic experience.
I thought Mort's perspective was interesting because Mort went with Belichick, yet the first point that he made as to why Belichick was more important was his choice of Brady over Bledsoe at the time.
That's the conundrum of Brady and Belichick. And you can argue, remember Ray Lewis saying that we never would have heard of Tom Brady if not for the Tuck rule? Well, what would have happened if Brady wasn't there? What if they don't win that game? What if Bledsoe is still on the roster? Does Brady go on and continue to be the quarterback in 2002, 3, 4?
Right.
Do they win Super Bowls? I don't know the answer
That's
to any of
interesting.
these questions.
How about this perspective? Belichick did have a stint as a head coach with the Cleveland Browns. He didn't have Tom Brady as his quarterback. How did that work out?
And that you just stole Lawyer Malloy's line. How did that work out in Cleveland? The answer is not particularly well. He had a losing record. They made the playoffs one year. They won 11 games. The same thing that happened when Matt Castle is playing. They win 11 games, but they don't make the
11
playoffs.
wins is a good season.
It's a nice season, but it's not a playoff season. Brady was 12 for 13. Case closed.
Brady or Belichick. So many times when you think of the duo, you think of one and the other together. But in this case, Greg Garber's story focuses on who would be the most important person for the success of the Patriots over the year. A must read here on ESPN.com. For Greg Garber, I'm Jim Basquil.